What if I told you that 95% of who you are by the time you are 35 years old is simply a set of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, hardwired attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that function like a computer program? Imagine waking up every single morning and realizing that the person you see in the mirror is merely a ghost of the past, replaying the same scenes over and over again, expecting a different movie to play out. If you are not defined by a vision of the future, you are left with the old memories of the past, and your life will become predictable. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, we are going to dismantle the biological machinery that keeps you stuck, broke, and unhappy, and hand you the manual to your own brain. To understand how to break these chains, we must first look at the man who bridged the gap between science and mysticism.
Dr. Joe Dispenza, born on March 22, 1962, is not just a speaker, he is a living testament to the power of the mind. An international lecturer, researcher, and corporate consultant, his journey was not always a straight line of success. He began his academic pursuits studying biochemistry at Rutgers University in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Interestingly, he faced significant academic hurdles early on, even failing during his first year. This struggle, however, was merely the prologue to a story of profound resilience. He went on to earn his Doctor of Chiropractic degree, diving deep into neuroscience and epigenetics. But the turning point, the moment that truly defined his philosophy, occurred when he was struck by a sport utility vehicle during a triathlon. The impact resulted in 6 broken vertebrae. Doctors told him he would never walk again unless he underwent a radical surgery involving Harrington rods being fused into his spine. He refused. Instead, he made a deal with his own consciousness. If the power that made the body heals the body, he would use his mind to reconstruct his spine, vertebra by vertebra. 10 weeks later, he walked back into his office and began working, completely healed. This is the man who later captivated the world in the documentary What the Bleep Do We Know?, asking us to question the very fabric of our reality. Now, let us apply this to you. Why is change so hard? Why do you say you want to be wealthy, healthy, and happy, yet you find yourself in the same financial struggles and the same toxic relationships year after year? It is because your body has become your mind. Think about your typical morning. You wake up. What is the first thing you do? You look for your phone. You check your text messages, your WhatsApp, your Facebook, your Instagram, and your emails. Then you get up, use the toilet, get a cup of coffee, take a shower, get dressed, and drive to work. You take the same route, see the same people, push the same emotional buttons, and do the same things. You are living a program. You have lost your free will to a program. Here's the science behind it. In neuroscience, there is a principle called Hebb's law. Nerve cells that fire together, wire together. If you think the same thoughts every day, you are hardwiring your brain into a very specific pattern. By the time you are 35, this pattern is cemented. You might consciously say, I want to have $1 million in my bank account. But your subconscious, which runs 95% of the show, says, no, we are poor, we are victims, and money is hard to get. The body creates resistance because it has memorized the feeling of struggle better than the feeling of abundance. Before we dive deeper into how to hack this system and the specific technique to unlock your future, I want to ask you a small favor. If you are finding value in this content and you are ready to stop living in the past, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. This simple gesture helps us reach more people who need to hear this message, and it tells the algorithm that you are ready for change. Thank you for being part of this community. Let us talk about money and the fear that paralyzes potential. This is one of the biggest objections people have. They say, I'll be happy when I have the money. I'll feel secure when I see $10,000 in my account. This is the Newtonian model of reality, cause and effect. You are waiting for something outside of you to change how you feel inside of you. This is living in lack. If you are waiting for the event to happen to feel the emotion, you are not creating, you are waiting. And when you live in a state of waiting, you are living in a state of separation. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches us that the quantum model of reality works in the opposite way. You must feel the emotion of gratitude, abundance, and freedom before the wealth actually arrives. Why? Because the body does not know the difference between an experience in real life and an experience that you create in your mind alone. If you can mentally rehearse the feeling of having $50,000 or $100,000, if you can feel the joy and the relief of debt-free living right now, your body begins to change chemically. It begins to prepare for the event. You are signaling new genes in new ways. But here is the trap. The moment you open your eyes from your meditation or your visualization and you look at your bank account and see only $5, you feel a pang of disappointment. That disappointment is you returning to the old self. That emotion of lack is the signal to the quantum field to stop the flow. You just disconnected. The work is not just in the meditation. The work is maintaining that modified state of mind and body throughout your entire day, independent of the conditions in your environment. Most people live in a state of chronic stress. This is survival mode. When you are in survival mode, the hormones of stress mobilize enormous amounts of energy for a fight or flight response. Your pupils dilate, your heart rate increases, and your focus narrows on the danger. In the modern world, the danger is not a predator in the bushes. It is your boss, your traffic jam, your credit card bill, or your ex-partner. When you are in this state, you become a materialist. You define reality by your senses. You focus on three things: your body, the environment, and time. You obsess over how you look and feel. You obsess over the people and things around you. And you obsess over how much time you do not have. In this state, there is no room for creation. You are just trying to survive the day.
To change, to truly unlock your future, you must become greater than your body, greater than your environment, and greater than time. You have to become pure consciousness. You have to enter the river of change. This is the hardest part. Leaving the known self, even if the known self is suffering, feels unsafe. The body starts to crave the old chemical states. It says to you, "Why don't you just start tomorrow? You are too tired. This does not work. You will never change." This is the body talking to the mind. This is the servant trying to be the master. The moment you notice those thoughts and you stop them, you are executing a victory. You are retraining the animal. Let us look at a practical example. Imagine a person named Sarah. Sarah believes she is unlucky in love and incapable of earning more than $40,000 a year. Every day, she complains to her friends about her job and her loneliness. This act of complaining reinforces the neural pathways of a victim. She is literally rehearsing who she does not want to be. She is firing and wiring the victim circuit. According to research in psychology and neuroscience, 70% of the time we spend thinking is spent focusing on problems and high-stress scenarios. Sarah is statistically normal, but to be exceptional, to be a creator, she has to do something abnormal. She has to stop telling the story of her past. Every time she tells the story of how she was wronged, she produces the same chemicals in her brain and body as if the event were happening right now. Her body does not know the past ended 5 years ago. It believes it is happening 100 times a day. How can she create a new future if her energy is tied up in the past? She cannot. The simple technique that Dr. Dispenza suggests starts with awareness. You cannot change what you are not aware of. You have to become so conscious of your unconscious self that you would not let one thought, one behavior, or one emotion slip by your awareness unnoticed. Here is a phrase you need to internalize. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Do not just listen to these words. Feel the weight of them. If you are not creating your day, you are letting your past run your day. You are asleep at the wheel. So how do we wake up? How do we take the first step into the unknown? I want to challenge you, not for a month, not for a year, but for the next 7 days. This is an experiment in truth. The challenge is to find time, just 20 minutes a day, to disconnect from your outer world. Turn off your phone, close your door,
and sit in silence. Your objective is to move from being someone to being no one, from being somewhere to being nowhere, from being in time to being in no time. This is what Dispenza calls the sweet spot of the present moment. In this black void, you are no longer your bank account, your job title, or your relationship status. You are just awareness. Once you are in this state, I want you to select one potential future you want to experience. Maybe it is a new career, a healed body, or financial freedom. Do not worry about how it will happen. The how is not your job. The how is the domain of the quantum field. Your job is the what and the feeling. Combine a clear intention, a vision of what you want, with an elevated emotion. The elevated emotion is the key. It is the magnetic charge. Thoughts are the electrical charge in the quantum field, and feelings are the magnetic charge in the quantum field. How you think and how you feel produces a state of being, which generates an electromagnetic signature that influences every atom in your life. You might ask, but how can I feel wealthy if I am poor? This is where your imagination comes in. Your frontal lobe, the CEO of your brain, allows you to create thought more real than anything in your environment. When you are truly focused, the brain does not know the difference between what is happening out there and what is happening in here. If you can hold that state, strange things will begin to happen in your life. Synchronicities, coincidences, opportunities that seem to fall out of the sky. This is not magic. This is science. You are collapsing a wave function of possibility into a particle of reality. However, the moment you get up from your meditation and you get angry at the traffic, you just return to the old self. You just broke the energetic connection. The mastery is in self-regulation. Can you maintain the feeling of gratitude when the bill collector calls? Can you maintain the feeling of love when your partner is shouting? If you can, you are mastering your environment. You are no longer a victim. You are a creator. This requires vigilance. It requires you to be the guardian of your mind. Consider the placebo effect. In medical studies, people are given a sugar pill but are told it is a powerful chemotherapy drug. A significant percentage of these people begin to heal. They lose their hair, they vomit, their tumors shrink. Why? Because they believed in a new future and their body followed their mind. If a sugar pill can do that, imagine what your deliberate, focused intention can do. You are the placebo. You have the pharmacy within you. But you have been taking the poison of stress and fear for so long that you have forgotten how to dispense the cure. We often talk about the concept of time. In the Newtonian world, time is linear, past, present, future. To get from point A to point B takes time. If you want a house, you have to work for 30 years to pay the mortgage. That is cause and effect. But in the quantum realm, everything is happening in the eternal now. When you create from the field, you collapse time. The experience comes to you. You become the vortex. This is why people who master this work often say their success came in ways they could never have predicted, and much faster than logic would dictate. Let us address another common fear, the fear of losing control. People stay in abusive relationships or terrible jobs because the unknown is terrifying to them. They would rather cling to their suffering because at least their suffering is familiar. They know who they are when they are suffering. To step into the unknown is to lose your identity. But Dispenza reminds us that the unknown is the only place where creation happens. You cannot create anything new from the known. You must be willing to die to your old self to be reborn. Science proves that by the time we are 35 years old, 95% of who we are is a set of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, and unconscious habits that function exactly like a computer program. You might wonder why your bank account does not grow, or why your relationships do not improve, and the answer lies in your biology. You cannot create a new future while holding on to the emotions of the past. When you wake up and immediately feel the same anxiety or stress, your body believes it is living in the same past experience 24 hours a day. To change is to be greater than your environment. To change is to be greater than the circumstances in your life and greater than the feelings that have been memorized in the body. You must become the creator of your life rather than the victim of it. Here is a challenge for you to apply starting today. For the next 7 days, take just 20 minutes every morning before you check your phone or start your routine. Sit in silence and mentally rehearse who you want to be. Do not just think about it, but feel the gratitude of that future reality as if it has already happened. Teach your body emotionally what that future feels like right now. If you can hold this elevated state, you begin to signal new genes in new ways, literally rewiring your brain. Your personality creates your personal reality. If you want a new personal reality, you must change your personality. It is not enough to just know this information. You must do the work. Imagine if you shared this knowledge with just one person who needs to hear it today. Think of a friend or family member who feels stuck and send this video to them right now. It might be the spark they need to break free. Thank you for investing this time in yourself. If this message resonated with you, please subscribe to the channel and like this video so we can reach more minds ready to awaken. I will see you in the next video.